Good morning, you guys, and happy Saturday. We are out on our morning walk. It is so windy right now. My eyes are literally watering.
If you're new around here, I'm Doug, and this is Jamie.
Today we are going for a little bit of a thrift shop, and I'm really excited. I don't know if any of you have heard about the Habitat for Humanity restores, but a friend told me about them, so I really want to go check it out and see if we can find stuff for the van build. I'm really excited. So it just sounds like it's a giant thrift store, and if you know us, we love a good thrift. So
Opportunity shopping.
they call them opportunity shops here. We call them thrift shops back home. So anyway, we're really excited to go check it out and see what we can find. I don't know what we're gonna find.
Yeah, I just want to check out the vibe of this place. One thing that I always look for when I go op shopping is a good classic Star Wars book. Try and pick them up cheap. But just want to see the vibe of the place. So I'm excited.
Yes, it's gonna be hopefully good. Hopefully we can find some materials for the van. I'm really hoping that we can do that. I mean, we're not working on the van this week because we are away. So if we can find something that can help us with the van build, it will still be pushing us forward in our progress for the van. So that's like the ultimate goal. But I mean, if we find other stuff that we like, that's not gonna be too bad either.
I believe we need cute baskets for our shelves. Is that right?
Yes.
Right. Right, let's finish up this walk and hit the road. G'day legends, YouTubing superstars, Doug and Jamie here. We've fed the dogs, gone for our morning walk. It is 12:58 PM in the afternoon and we are ready to go to the Habitat for Humanity. Problem is, they close at 1.
We just checked the times as we were getting ready to start the car. They close in 2 minutes.
We didn't even check the times. You know, Google Maps tells you, closes soon.
And we were like, what do you mean closes soon? I
It's
thought
not
they would
4.
close at 3 or 4. I thought like normal thrift shopping hours.
Yeah.
Nah. They only opened at 10.
Oh, they're open for 2 hours.
3 hours.
3 hours.
So yeah, we're not going there.
Right, so plan B, we did some research and we found this place, which could be a bit of a win because it's closer to our house than what the other place was. It does recycled building materials.
Yep. So, welcome to paradise. Get it? It's called Renovation Paradise. We don't know what's in here, but it's the next best thing. And we've already built everything out of recycled material, so it's really cool that there's a whole building filled with recycled material.
Yeah, I'm actually impressed.
Yeah.
This exists.
So this is kind of cool. This is really creepy.
Oh my god, what was that?
I don't like it. I'm scared of heights. Feels like not sturdy.
No.
Stop.
Oh my god, we're so old.
So that's a wrap. We just finished up at Renovators Paradise.
And it is.
It is. Honestly, if you're renovating a home, which we were literally just talking about, like, what if we started flipping homes one day? It's really cool. It's got some really like unique pieces and doors. They had a lot of the stained glass, which was really cool.
A lot of it was the old antique stuff, which if you're doing a modern build is actually coming back into fashion. A lot of it does need to be resanded and repainted and put back together but they're just pieces in there that you can't buy anywhere else. The old woodwork on the doors is beautiful. The old stained glass is beautiful. Like walking around those front doors was
that was so
awesome.
cool. I don't know, my imagination was just going wild just seeing the stained glass and the different colors. They had like a bright yellow one, they had a red one. It was just so pretty. And just seeing like all the old little doorknobs was really cool. And I don't know, it was just like you're taking a step back into like history, into the past, and like seeing all these like old pieces, and but also like seeing how things have like progressed, like looking at the windows and how those were constructed. They're looking at these iron
iron weights.
Oh, it looked like wood.
No, they were iron.
Okay.
Yep.
So there is like these boxes of like iron, like cylinder looking pieces, and we were like, what is this? And then there was all these like pulled out windows behind us, and it had just like a pulley system that they put the iron on,
but it's like tucked inside the window.
It's like inside the frame, so you would never know it was even there. And it was just really cool to see that's how they constructed older windows back in the day, so that you could open them and close them with the weight, like pulling them on the in the interior of the window frame. It was so cool to see that, because I had no idea that that's how they were constructed. I was like looking at the lead things, like what are we looking at? Like,
same,
and then it made me feel like that's like how kids look at like cassette players. Like, what is this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what am I looking at right now?
There was an old radio in there that was literally the size of a kitchen counter, and the whole thing was a radio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it had like the buttons on the top that it was just. So yeah, it was like cool, because like I feel like the older I get, the more I see like younger people like looking at like things that I grew up with, and they're like, how does this work?
A phone with buttons on it.
Yeah, things like that. They're like, and so like I got that little taste of that again, and it's been a while since I've like looked at anything and was like, what the heck is this? So yeah, that was really cool as well. They had all like the sinks, which I loved as well, because I just love a big sink, and I want like a double sink one day. And they had a couple of like marble double sinks.
But all of it wasn't old. Like the sinks and the windows and some of the ovens in there, and like it wasn't all old stuff. You know, there was a lot of old stuff. But there were like, if you took your time and you were renovating a house and you kept popping in here every weekend, you can tell that like modern stuff from recent demos does get dropped off there.
Yeah, so yeah, it was really cool in that aspect. Like we were looking at some of the sinks and we're like, we could picture this in our house right now. So yeah, it was really cool for that.
And even some of the doors weren't old. Like we walked past a couple of doors that are modern doors.
Yeah.
They got chips and stuff in them, so they need to be, you know, filled and repainted. But
yeah, and then they had like new cutting boards that were like really good quality, like proper wood, like heavy feeling of like a good like solid like timber cutting board. So I might come back for one of those, because we've been in the market for like a good
solid...
I
want a nice meat platter.
Yeah, we might come back. I think there were $20 in there. So some stuff was like priced to the market, and some stuff was a little cheaper.
So this place is sold as a recycled building materials store. I don't know about that. Like, it's got doors and windows and hinges, but like they have a timber yard at the back, which I didn't find that great. The timber redwood floors in there were really nice, and I could see like a lot of potential on those timber redwood floors. But as for like the old studs they have in there, a lot of it still had nails in it. It wasn't that much cheaper than brand new timber. There weren't any tiles in there. There wasn't any piping in there. Like for building materials, there wasn't a lot of building materials. There's a lot of like doors, windows, taps, ovens, light switches, finishing stuff.
Yeah.
But as for like building stuff, I didn't find that there was that much in there. So yeah, that is one thing I would say. And as we were leaving, you know, I was like, there's not a lot in here for like a van build, like a van renovation.
Literally the one thing that we said we might come back here for is a water tap for our sink.
Yeah, the taps were really
good priced. Yeah. And like we went to Bunnings and looked at pretty much the identical one, and it was so much cheaper and in working order. So for that, we would definitely come here and get that.
Yeah, again, there was some vintage taps here, but there were some fairly modern ones as well. And the modern ones were cheaper than Bunnings. So this is a win. for building materials, I would just go to Bunnings.
Yeah. And if you were looking for like aesthetically, like if you wanted to do like our storage shelves and put like vintage little doorknobs on them, this would be a great place to look for that and, you know, see what the prices are and stuff like that. So it really depends what you're looking for, but it is a really cool find.
It's a great store. And I don't know what else I would call it other than a recycled building materials store. You know what I mean? But like in my mind, building materials is like pipes and tiles and timber, and which it doesn't have. It has a timber yard, but not like it's good. The timber floors in there are great. Like again, the finishing stuff is great. The building stuff lacking in it. Still a great store though. I'm just saying that was my one. You know, not even like mad at it. You know, like I don't know what else I would call it. Like what do you call it? Recycled doors and windows and more things than that.
Recycled knicknacks. Then it's just an op shop, but it's not.
It's like, not an op shop.
It doesn't have clothes.
It's for building, a house. So it is building materials.
But so that was our experience with the place. It wasn't the day that we were planning to have. This video is probably going to be a lot shorter than we were planning. But
where we were planning to go was materials and an op shop. That's my understanding of what you told me about it. It was a total surprise to me. So there was a bit of op shopping fun to be had.
Which we still do want to check out the Habitat for Humanity restores. Like, I think it's such a great cause that, you know, they've helped build so many homes. So if you do have one near you, definitely go check them out. I'll put it on the screen, but definitely go check them out. I just think it's for a great cause, and I really just wanted to highlight that, as well as go look at stuff for the van and thrift shop. And I thought it would have been like such a fun little combo of all the things, you know.
Perfect mix of what we're doing.
Exactly. So and you know, just like raising awareness for what they were doing, because I had no idea that they even existed. So if that's all anyone gets out of this, like, definitely look into the Habitat for Humanity restores if you have any in your local area. We have two that are like 30 minutes away from each other in opposite directions, so I didn't even know they existed. So and
they close at 1 on Saturdays.
Check the time. Check the times. If you do have one near you, check the times before you go, because you don't want to end up like us. But all right, well, that brings this very weird and unusual episode to an end. If you have made it this far, thank you so much for watching. We hope that you stick around for the rest of the van build, because usually our episodes aren't this weird and short or unplanned.
We have a plan, and they usually go to it.
But thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this even 1%, please hit the like and subscribe button. We really appreciate it.
Join us next week, because we're going to be continuing on with those van build episodes. We're going to be finishing up the shelves and hopefully starting the kitchen as well on the same day, which is pretty exciting. So all I can say is we'll see you next week. Bye!